What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this we'll be going over the new Katakuri batch as well as what we knew about the new Katakuri and the new Katakuri Sugofest and my thoughts and feelings on that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first unit we're going to go over today is going to be Legend Katakuri because of there's three things. First, we now have his evolved artwork, which looks bitchin', I'm not going to lie, it's nice. We know what he starts out in the specials, and we know what classes he is. So we just want to go over those things really quickly. For Legend Katakuri, if you don't know what he does, he's going to be a 3.33 times booster, make 4 out of the 7 magic orbs, as well as a 20% damage booster, which is really great. And if you do a certain amount of damage, it will delay for a certain amount of turns. If you want the full details on Katakuri, go ahead and check my previous video out in the card description above. If you do want to hear what my thoughts and feelings are on him on a unit, I'm going to go over him there. I'm not going to go over him again in this video. His special ability is going to be a 1.75 times delayed booster for specific classes for fighter, striker, shooter, cerebral, and powerhouse. And he's going to change all colored orbs and block orbs into matching orbs, as well as reduce the cooldown of fighters of all those classes by 1. So a very, very useful unit. The thing that we know about him now that's new is that he's going to be a shooter and cerebral character. That part is super weird. I was not expecting shooter. Like, shooter didn't really make a ton of sense to me. I guess, like, in the manga, kinda? No spoilers. No spoilers in the comment section, guys. No spoilers. Kinda. But my personal opinion, he's more of a fighter, or a striker. But okay. We'll take shooter. We know he starts out at 16 turns, which is really great. I'm hoping he's going to max around on 12 or 11 after max limit break, so that'll be great. I would see a character like this getting 5 skill ups, maybe 4 skill ups at the absolute lowest. So if he gets 5 skill ups, then he's going to max at 11. And if he gets 1 off the limit break, that's 10 turns, so that'd be really nice. I'm hoping that's the case. So he would go down to 10 turns so he could rival Coliseum Nekomamushi, which would be super bitchin'. If he goes down to 9 turns, however, that would be insane. Overall, this character has a very low cooldown at max, and a very low cooldown at start. So overall, I love this unit. Very, very nice unit overall. Definitely a high damage unit. Definitely a great sub you can use in your teams. And the fact that he's a shooter actually will help on a lot of different criteria. So that's interesting as well. Yeah, very interesting. Also, what's really cool is that his orb manipulate, I don't think is conditional based on classes, but it might be. I'll have to test it out if I do pull him and use him as a sub. But if he doesn't, then I would maybe want to use him on a Frankie team. Frankie shooter team. Shooters. So what's interesting here also is that Katakuri is actually becoming one of the best, if not the best, shooter captains in the entire game, which is very interesting if it's not like shooter free spirit. So anything beyond shooter free spirit, you are going to be really great. But if you do use Frankie as a captain, as a shooter captain with Katakuri sub, that would also be a decent team. So kind of on the fence. The next unit we're going to go over is going to be the new int slasher driven character Amande. I have a lot to say on this one because this unit is very cool. The first thing is that her special right away is starting out at 37 turns, which is very, very interesting. But in order to make her actually useful, what they did was made her special down to 20 turns at stage 1. So that makes it much, much more useful. So overall, I was a little like, what? 37? When I first woke up, and then I was like, oh wait, she probably does something ridiculous like a 50% HP cut. And then, oh look, a 50% HP cut. Yeah. It's basically, yeah. So the stage 1 special is for 1 turn, make defense of all enemies 0, which is amazing. That part alone is a very, very, very strong special. Very unique to a very limited set of characters. I think it was like five characters in the game that do that. One of them being Invasion Garp. Reduce 2 turns of barriers on enemies. That part's really bitchin'. And the fact that I put reduce 2 turns of barriers before anything else is also very cool. I like that a lot. 2 turns of barrier reduction is also very, very, very strong. So no, I don't think any other character in the entire game reduces more than 1 turn of barriers. The fact that it's 2 turns is very interesting here. And then it also cuts HP's enemies by 20%. I can see all this from anime/manga. Totally get it. For 1 turn, for the tier 2 special is going to be a 3 turns of barriers and a 50% HP cut. So one of the biggest speculations on this character is that she's going to max out at like a much lower cooldown than Young Whitebeard. My thought is that she's actually going to max out at 30 turns. She is a rare recruit, and it would make a ton of sense if this character maxed out at 30 turns, because that would make her tier 1 special that starts at 20 turns a 13 turn special, which is very good. And if you do get a limit break of this character, it would be a 12 turn on her, and then a 29 turn 50% HP cut. Now that may sound like a lot, but you know what? A 50% HP cut is an insane special, and that will be very, very good for many, many months to come, many years to come. So I don't think that's going to go down any further than that. A lot of people are saying, oh no, it's going to go down, that Young Whitebeard was like, whoa. But no. It makes perfect sense, because this is a 100% defense reducer, which is a broken ability right now. For anything that has increased defense or anything that has a very high initial defense value. It is also a 3-turn barrier reducer, which no one in the game does already, which is already OP just by those 2 specials alone. And the fact that it's a 50% HP cut on top of that would definitely mean that if this character was at a lower turn interval, that would be way, way too overpowered, because that would allow you to bypass too many game mechanics. And this unit would have to be a legendary unit or a character or something like that in order for it to be a better unit than it is here. A rare recruit that has a 30-turn cooldown on its tier 2 special is perfectly fine. And it's a 12-turn special on its tier 1 special, which is what you're going to be using more often than not anyways. Now, if there are certain situations like forests or longer fights where your specials get rolled forward, then the 50% HP cut will be extremely useful when we get higher HP mobs. So this is a very safe unit and a very good unit for many, many years to many months to come, as well as I think at least a year. This unit was probably about a year future, just because of what she does. So don't let the 30 turn or 37 turn special just sway you away from this unit or this batch, because this is actually really, really good and fair. Next thing we got here is going to be the new quick Bobbin. Okay. I don't know why we're getting Bobbin as a unit, but I'm okay with it. Looks like Bobbin's going to start out at 18 turns. He's going to be a slasher and free spirit unit. So that's 2 slashers in this batch, which is very cool. His special ability is going to reduce 5 turns of damage threshold cut. Good. Damage reduction. Very good. Okay, so we got percent damage reduction and damage threshold reduction in one unit. Very, very good. Very few units in the game do that already. End of turn healing. Defense up and attack down. Yeah, Bobbin's the unit I want in this batch. Bobbin is the one I want. I mean, Amande is really good, but Bobbin is the freaking fire. Oh my god, he's good. And he also is going to do adjacent into matching. Starts out at 18 turns, probably means he's a max around 12 or 11 turns, maybe even 10 with max limit break, not really sure. But Bobbin, definitely Bobbin the one to pull for. He is insanely good, love him as a unit. If you are going to be pulling on the Sugofest, Bobbin is a crazy good utility unit, especially because he's free spirit, so he's great for your free spirit teams. And if you even if you don't have Bonnie, this would be a great unit. This actually does some of the, this actually gets rid of a lot of things that Bonnie doesn't get rid of, which is really, really nice, because this unit and Bonnie together probably provide almost all the utility in the entire game, minus like 1 or 2 things, I think. But that's awesome. The fact that it gets rid of damage threshold, damage, percent damage, and defense up is insanely strong. I don't know how long this unit's going to be useful for, but that's going to be useful for a lot of past content as well as a lot of current content. So if this unit was out like 6 months ago, the game would be much, much easier for anybody who had him. His Sailor ability is also kind of interesting. He gets a 300 attack to himself if he's the last person to attack in the chain. There are a few units in the game that do have this. If this unit gets enraged, that would be a very interesting thing to see exactly how his attack stat goes. Not really sure, but that would be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see if he's actually going to be worth using. The next unit we're going to be going over is going to be the new Brulle, and she's going to be a Cerebral and Striker unit. Okay, it makes sense. The entire batch is like, so far, the one that really, really kind of makes me sad is Bobbin, because Bobbin does not work on the new Katakuri batch. It's just so unfortunate. But it kind of makes sense. And neither does the new Amande, which is so annoying. So both Amande and Bobbin don't fit on Katakuri, which makes no sense. Having 2 units that don't fit with the new legend is really weird. But having the first unit that actually does fit on the Katakuri batch is going to be the new Brulle, and she's going to be started at 22 turns. Her special stage 1 is going to change Tandem Recovery into Psy for herself. I don't get that. Changes all orbs, including block orbs, into the same orb she has. Does that change all orbs into Tandem? Or does that change all orbs into Psy? So you can use her like Kinemon. Interesting. So, okay. So that if you have a rainbow orb, then you can use her like Kinemon. That's interesting. Okay. So this is like a self-manipulating Kinemon. This is actually for 3 turns at 30 times attack on top of the tap timing bonus and typeless damage. And then the special ability at stage 2 is for 5 turns to do that. So this is the first tap timing damage special that's actually been able to be carried into multiple rooms and have multiple stages that just you can keep bringing into multiple rooms, which is kind of cool. I don't know how I feel about it in general. I don't know if it's an amazing special or if it's just mediocre, because I can see this being useful, but at the same time, it's a really low attack value. So I'm not sold on this unit. However, it does have potential. I don't know what to feel about this unit. And the last unit of the batch we're going over today is going to be the new Dex Oven, who's going to be a powerhouse and fighter unit and start out at 19 turns. His special ability for 1 turn is going to boost fighters, strikers, shooters, cerebral, and powerhouse by 2 times. Okay! But only if enemies are delayed. Oh, you got me. But then, if enemies aren't delayed, it's for 2 turns, boost attack of all fighter and powerhouse characters by 1.75. I'm kind of interested in this unit. I actually like this unit a lot because for fighters, this is actually the first fighter 2 times attack booster that's going to be not conditional on HP. So this is actually a really great change because the fighter conditional that you can use is actually Senor Pink, which is a delayed attack booster. Also interesting. So fighter is actually just kind of a major booster here, but they're just kind of reliant on being delayed. Powerhouse, we've always had 2 times booster, but fighters, not so much. There have been Free Spirit 2 times attack boosters, but there has not been a fighter 2 times attack booster in quite some time. And seeing how this is not reliant on anything else besides being delayed, this is actually a very interesting unit for that class. I do like that a lot. Shooters, of course, are getting that 2 times attack booster that they always have. Always. Strikers, I believe this is the second 2 times attack booster that they're going to get. The first one was like limited rare recruit Kid. And then Cerebral have always had a 2 times attack booster with Croc, so nothing new there. Overall, the fighter 2 times attack boost is really, really nice. I like that a lot. That's a very interesting thing. But you can only get the 2 times attack boost when an enemy is delayed, which is semi-conditional. But the fact is that this is a 2 times fighter booster that can be easily attained on fighter teams because delay is an actual thing that you can get for a delayed conditional. So overall, I like this unit a lot. I think this is a unit you're going to see some play on fighter teams. And if fighter captains actually come back and we see more fighter teams in the future, that would be really interesting to see what's going on there. What's really also interesting is we really only have Jinbei and Gear 4, the version 1 Gear 4 as fighter captains still. So I don't know if this is kind of like a foreshadowing unit or if it's just a unit that's supposed to be used in the batch. Who knows? But the Oven and the Brulle are the only 2 units in the entire batch that you can use with him. However, both the Amande and the Bobbin are amazing standalone units by themselves. Of course, we have the official announcement finally for the Katakuri Sugofest, which is starting on the 31st. And this is me going over exactly what I think about the pulls, exactly what I think you should do, and if you should pull or not. So for Katakuri Sugofest, it's going to be a limited legend pool with only Cerebral, Powerhouse, and Striker legends in the pool. That is actually very, 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 very good. Very good. Now, you may think that, oh, wait, I want to pull for all the other things, but, there are like 50 legends in the game now. This actually cuts the total pool of legends from like 50 down to like 35, I think. So, I'm not exactly sure how many, but I'm pretty sure it's about 35 legends that you can pull out of this pool. So, definitely having a reduced pool of legends is very good because Having all the legends in the pool increases your chances of dupes. There's no V1 bow in the Sugofest, by the way, so you can't pull her. So that's great. So think of the positives of why that's great, especially if you have a larger legend pool. A lot of free-to-play players do have like 20 to 30 legend accounts at this point. So it is actually better to have a smaller pool of units in a Sugofest just because it's easier to get the units you want. Charlotte Katakuri is going to be rated up and only one banner for the entire Sugofest. It's going to be an all-gold Sugofest, and new units will be boosted in the upcoming King Neptune Coliseum, and they will count as an ally you can rely on in the latest late June treasure map. So we don't know when the treasure map's going to be. We don't know if there's going to be another batch after this, and we don't know what they're going to do as far as that Sugofest goes or what they're going to do in general because we just don't know yet. I'm hoping, since there's going to be most likely another batch in the next Sugofest, that there is not going to be a crazy difficult thing here in between. But having these characters be boosted in King Neptune Coliseum, obviously super helpful, but we're going to see what's going on here. From that, we're going to see the multi-pull mechanics for the Sugofest. And here's where a lot of people are going to be like, nope! Not pulling that. So it is an all-gold Sugofest. That part is nice. However, the third multi-pull, the 11th multi-pull, so the 11th unit is going to be a rate-up unit, not a legend. What? The 5th, 7th, and 12th multi-pull are going to be guaranteed 11s. 5th, 7th, and 12th? I don't know if I want it that much. I'll probably do a couple multis here. Maybe at most 3. At most 3 with this because 5 doesn't make any sense. But like 2 to 3 maybe. But 5 for a guaranteed legend? Oh my god, that's a lot. The 10th and 15th multi-pull on the 11th unit have a guaranteed legend from a specific pool, which is 13 units, I think. So you have a 1 in 13 chance there of pulling Katakuri. Probably boosted chance because he is they said he is rated up. So maybe let's say at most it's a 20% chance of pulling Katakuri there. I don't really know, but yeah, this that sucks. That sucks a lot. If you're free to play, 100%. If you are free to play, skip this one. This is not the one. This is not a good Sugofest for you. If you're a whale. The reason I say if you're free to play, you want to skip this is because there is no guaranteed legends in the pool. You're very unlikely to get a ton of legends on the Sugofest unless the rates are very high for them. Most of the time on all gold Sugofest without a 2x legend rate, it's going to be a 3.5% chance to pull a new legend. And since it's an all gold Sugofest, we don't know what the secret silver rate is on the Sugofest, so we'll have to calculate that for the secret silver rate is. Most likely it's going to be around a 20% secret silver rate. So overall, I say don't pull. Now, if you are whaling on the Sugofest, let's go check this out because if you are like a hard up for a category, let's go check out the legend rate ups and see what's good here. So the first thing is that category is going to be rated up, and we have, of course, Oven, Bobbin, Brulle, and Amande all going to be on the banner as rate up units. Then there's going to be the Whole Cake Island Pedro, as well as the Chobro from Whole Cake Island-ish. Then there's going to be Rebecca, Hina, Bartolomeo, 20th Anniversary Sanji, 20th Anniversary Nami, 20th Anniversary Robin, Boa Marigold, Boa Sandersonia, Conjuro, and Impel Hannibal. Now, the units on that list that are still very good are going to be, of course, Sandersonia and Marigold. Still very good units for powerhouse teams. Nothing really wrong with them yet. They haven't been really power creeped. But what we're seeing a lot more and more nowadays is not character damage boosters that we want damage with or like other damage boosting effects. We want characters that also have some kind of utility. So that's the reason Sandersonia and Marigold are seeing less use in a lot of teams lately because we want characters that boost damage but also have utility. And that's why these two units are still great and still very, very good together. However, we see them a lot less because of that. For Quick Bartolomeo, kind of a way over power crept unit. I mean, he was useful for the Sanji raid, and then beyond that, he's not super useful. I have used him a couple times for wave clear because he's a fast turn character, so I have used him for that, especially since he goes through defense, so that's nice. I think I used him the most on the what is it? The 40 stamina Cotton Candy Island on stage 8 when I want to wave clear all the ads around the final boss, the mini boss there, full body I think it is, and then I then attack the main guy, so it makes it a lot easier for that. But other than that, I don't really use this unit. Then Hina, really good unit. I still have not found a use for it yet. It was useful, but then I just never used V2 Aokiji. So now I'm like, damn it, I want to use V2 Aokiji. So now Hina really wants me to makes me want to use V2 Aokiji more, but I haven't been able to use her. So I'm kind of sad about that, even though she is a very good unit. Rebecca, I am using Rebecca a lot. Now the reason I use Rebecca a lot is on the 40 stamina Luffy and 47 Luffy and Ace Island. She's a really good character because she removes chain limit and chain coefficient, which is really nice. And then she also gives matching orbs, so she's really good for the stage 3 on the 40 stamina Luffy and Ace Island, especially since she's a 9-turn cooldown at max special. So that's very, very useful because she is a fast unit. Then we have Chobro. Super useful unit lately. I don't know if it's going to continue to be useful. The chain boost is nice. Everything, the utility in the unit's nice. The beneficial orb enable is nice. There's a lot of cool things on this unit. I don't know how useful it's going to be in the future, but it's still pretty cool. We got whole cake on Pedro, which I think is going to be a very useful unit whenever you need an orb and type boost right away. But again, then you need some kind of orb manipulate. And I wish Pedro would be really, really useful with the new Katakuri. Unfortunately, he is a slasher, so that is going to reduce his viability a little bit. The new Amande, Brulle, Bobbin, and Oven are all very, very good units, very strong units. However, what's really unfortunate is only 2 of them can be used with the new Katakuri, and the Brulle and Bobbin. The Amanda and Bobbin, some of the best units in the batch, are not going to be able to use with Katakuri, so you are going to have to find your units elsewhere. What's really nice, though, is that there are units from the previous batch that are going to be very, very good with Katakuri. Then we have, Ain't Baccarat, I think, is going to be useful with Katakuri because it's a 1.75 orb booster, as well as a lot of other things that for utility. And then there's also Dice that can be used because he's fighter powerhouse. But if you do, of course, Oven is obviously better because he's a 2x booster. But if you did want to have more of a universal booster because you just wanted that, I don't know, that'd be good. But Oven is obviously better than Dice, so you don't need Dice on that team. And then overall, Katakuri doesn't really have a batch to fit in right now. He just has 2 units and then a lot of other units to fit in with him. So that's really interesting. And it's kind of weird that, it's only Oven and Brulle. But, I guess it kind of makes sense. But it's kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty. So my overall thoughts and opinions on this Sugofest are, if you're free to play, don't pull. If you're whaling, don't go too hard because we still have the Treasure Mode Sugofest, and there's probably going to be a new legend there too. So just chill out. The unit's great, right? But it's going to be here for a while. If you're re-rolling in the Sugofest, it is all gold, so maybe you might get some lucky legend poster rolls. Who knows? But the legend rate is 3.5%, so don't expect beyond a triple multi, three legend multi. If you're ever re-rolling, I don't think that's going to happen at all. The chances of a triple in general are very low already. So that if you did get a triple on any of your re-rolls, the chance that you get everything you want in the triple is not the best. So my overall opinions on the Sugofest, not really a super great Sugofest to re-roll on, but you could if you needed to. The anniversary just happened, so I would have done it there. Then there is, if you're whaling, don't go too hard because we still have Treasure Mode. And if you are going to be a free-to-play player, don't pull it all in the Sugofest. It's not the one for you guys. Just don't do it. It is going to hurt you way more than it's going to help you. The only thing it will help you for is the new Coliseum, You do want the new batch, however. The new batch is extremely good, and if you are just playing for the new batch, and that your head is like, you know what, I really want Katakuri, but I know in my heart that I am just going for the new batch, that is probably what I am going for here. The new batch is really, really good, and I do want the new batch. So I'm not going to be pulling for the legends, and I'm not going to whale for legends, but I'm going to try it for the new batch. That's why I said I might do 2 to 3 multis, but I won't go beyond that because if it takes more than that to get the units, I don't think it's going to be super worth it because I kind of whaled last time, right? And that worked out super well. Overall, try not to go too hard in the Sugofest. All right, guys. Well, my name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it to get notifications every time I drop a video. Want to check out the last couple videos? They're right over there. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.